Welcome to the American English Listening and Comprehension Podcast, the show designed to help you listen better, understand more, and speak with confidence. Every episode, we bring you carefully crafted articles, real-life dialogues, and interactive quizzes, all created to sharpen your American English listening and comprehension skills, one episode at a time. Whether you're a beginner building your foundation or an intermediate learner reaching for fluency, this podcast is your daily practice partner. So get comfortable, press play, and let's learn together. Let's get started. Unit 3 theme, Innovation and Hard Work. Inventor of the modern world, Thomas Edison. Section 1, Vocabulary. Invention. Something new that has been created or discovered for the first time. Edison's most famous invention, the practical electric light bulb, changed how people lived at night. Patent. An official government document that gives an inventor the legal right to be the only one to make or sell their invention. Edison held over 1,000 patents in his lifetime, more than any other American inventor. Persistence. The quality of continuing to try even after many failures. Edison's persistence meant he tried thousands of materials before finding the right filament for his light bulb. Laboratory. A room or building with special equipment for scientific experiments and research. Edison built a large laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey, where his team worked on many inventions together. Illuminate. To light up something, to make something bright. Edison's system of electric power could illuminate entire neighborhoods at once. Section 2, Biographical Article. Thomas Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park. Thomas Alva Edison was born on February 11, 1847, in Milan, Ohio. As a child, Edison was very curious and constantly asked questions. His schoolteacher told his mother that Edison was addled, meaning confused and unable to learn. His mother, Nancy, did not accept this. She pulled him out of school and taught him at home, encouraging his endless curiosity. Edison later said she was the most important person in his life. Edison had little formal education, but he had an extraordinary mind. As a young man, he worked as a telegraph operator, and this experience helped him understand electricity. He sold newspapers and vegetables as a boy to earn money for science experiments. When he was 22 years old, he received his first patent for an electric vote recorder. In 1876, Edison built a research laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. It was one of the world's first industrial research laboratories, a place where invention was the full-time job. Edison called it an invention factory. His team worked on many projects at the same time, trying to find solutions to practical problems. Edison himself famously said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." Edison's most important inventions include the phonograph, 1877, which could record and play back sound, The practical incandescent light bulb, 1879, which used electricity to produce safe and long-lasting light, and a complete electric power distribution system that could bring electricity to homes and businesses. In 1882, he turned on the first commercial power station in New York City, lighting up the area for the first time. By the time of his death in 1931, Edison held 1,093 U.S. patents. His inventions created entire industries, recorded music, motion pictures, and electrical utilities. He showed the world that with hard work, curiosity, and persistence, ordinary people could change the world. His story remains one of the greatest examples of the American spirit of innovation. Section 3. Article Analysis. 1. Main idea. The article describes how Thomas Edison, despite having little formal education, became the most prolific inventor in American history through curiosity, hard work, and the building of a systematic invention factory. 2. Key theme: failure as a path to success. Edison's famous quote, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration," reflects his belief that success comes from relentless work. He did not see failures as defeats. He saw them as information that brought him closer to a solution. 3. The role of support. An important detail in the article is the role of Edison's mother. When a teacher labeled Edison as unable to learn, his mother refused to accept that verdict and homeschooled him. This shows how one person's belief in us can change our entire future. 4. Systemic innovation. Unlike many inventors who worked alone, Edison created a team-based research laboratory. This was a new idea and organized, professional approach to invention. This model influenced how companies do research and development today. 5. Impact on modern life. It is almost impossible to imagine modern life without Edison's contributions. Electric light, recorded music, and motion pictures are all part of daily life. The article makes clear that his work did not just produce inventions, it created new industries and changed civilization. Discussion question. Based on this article, what is one quality this person had that you would like to develop in yourself? Explain your answer to a classmate. Section 4. Dialogue. Read the following conversation between Lena and David about the article. Practice reading the dialogue aloud with a partner, taking turns with each role. Lena. David, I read that Thomas Edison's teacher called him addled and said he could not learn. Can you imagine? David. And yet he became the greatest inventor in American history. That shows how wrong people can be about others. Lena. His mother really saved him, I think. She refused to give up on him and taught him herself. David. It's a wonderful example of how important encouragement is. Without her belief in him, who knows what would have happened? Lena. I was amazed by how many patents he had. Over 1,000. How is that even possible? David. Because he built a whole laboratory and worked with a team. He turned invention into a science itself. Lena. I love his quote. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. It means success is mostly hard work. David. Exactly. He didn't rely on waiting for a good idea. He worked hard every single day to create solutions. Lena. I use electricity, recorded music, and movies every single day. It's strange to think one person helped create all of that. David. That's the power of persistence. His story makes me want to work harder on my own goals. Speaking practice. After practicing the dialogue, discuss this question with your partner. What is one thing from this person's life that surprised you, and why? Section 5. Comprehension Quiz. 1. How did Edison respond when his schoolteacher said he was addled? He studied harder to prove the teacher wrong. B. His mother pulled him from school and taught him at home. C. His father hired a private tutor for him. D. He moved to a different school in another city. 2. What did Edison build in Menlo Park, New Jersey in 1876? The first electric power station. B. A research laboratory he called an invention factory. C. The first phonograph factory. D. A telegraph office. 3. Which of the following was not one of Edison's inventions mentioned in the article? The phonograph. B. The electric light bulb. C. The telephone. D. A commercial electric power system. 4. What does Edison's quote genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration mean? Smart people do not need to work hard. B. Success comes mostly from hard work, not just good ideas. C. Exercise is the key to a healthy life. D. Inspiration is the most important factor in creativity. 5. How many U.S. patents did Edison hold by the time of his death? A. 102. B. 500. C. 1093. D. 2000. Answer key. 1. Answer. B. Edison's mother refused to accept the teacher's judgment and withdrew him from school, teaching him herself at home. 2. Answer. B. In 1876, Edison built a research laboratory in Menlo Park that he called an invention factory, one of the first industrial research labs in the world. 3. Answer: C. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Edison's inventions mentioned in the article are the phonograph, the light bulb, and the electric power distribution system. 4. Answer: B. Edison meant that most of what makes someone successful is hard work, perspiration, rather than just having a brilliant idea, inspiration. That's all for today's episode of the American English Listening and Comprehension Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and for making English practice a part of your day. Remember, every minute you spend listening and comprehending brings you one step closer to your fluency goals. Keep practicing, keep listening, and don't give up. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and share this podcast with fellow English learners. Your support helps us reach more people on their language learning journey. New episodes are available regularly, so tune in again soon. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. See you next episode.